Hey, this is Joel with American Giants. Another episode here on this Sunday. I'm here back in Colorado. It has been a very, very busy year for Muffler Men. As you can see, I've been doing a little picking. That is a Papa Burger root beer mug there in the background, along with a 14-footer. And I am working on changing my background, but this is what I've got right now. And in Colorado, I don't have a lot. Everything isn't back in Illinois, but that's a 14-footer out of Calgary, south of Calgary, actually, in Canada, that I pulled out a few years ago. He's on the plans to get restored. I'm actually going to haul him to Regiant here shortly. But that is, thanks to Tico Nunn, that is a Papa Burger mug that I recently got. We are trying to finish out our A&W root beer family. If you've been to the museum, you've seen the baby and the mama. Always working on collecting parts and pieces here and there of different things that I'm forgetting. But wow, what a year it's been for Muffler Men. 10 years ago when I was just starting in this, and huge thanks to Roadside America, who kind of held my hand and helped me get into this crazy hobby and this world of Muffler Men. It was just a different world back then, and none of us could have really seen the enthusiasm that would take place with bringing these giants back to life. And now they're just populating back on the roadsides and becoming, such a centerpiece in places like Atlanta, Illinois, with the museum. But look at Tulsa. Look at Mary Beth at Buck Adams and what she's done, and with more on the way. And then so many other collectors, I think of the guy in Pomeroy, Washington, who's been collecting, and, Lee Woods, who has an incredible collection growing in Hot Springs. And we've far from seen the end of that one. There's other collectors that are collecting who I know, but you don't know yet. But they will be popping up on the map. We have the Muscle Car Museum in Cleveland, Ohio. That's going to be the largest collection of Muffler Men. At least that's what it looks like so far. So what an incredible time to just watch all this happen. And, I'm just, I think it's really cool that kind of that spirit of nostalgia and vintage giants on the roadside has kind of caught on. And now we're just seeing this resurgence through people like Mark Klein, who can recreate them, as well as the originals, which I love to keep finding and bringing them back to life. So to recap on the latest news, you've got, let's go down the list of all these recent Muffler Men additions. You've got Cowboy Bob. This is one of Mary Beth's most recent Muffler Men that's coming to the group that stands around in the Meadow Gold District there in Tulsa. You've, of course, got Buck Adams. That was the first, right? In that area, made by Mark Klein, and then he made Stella. And then across the street, down by the Meadow Gold sign, you have Meadow Gold Mac, an original Bunyan. And now right across the street from Meadow Gold Mac, you're going to have Cowboy Bob. And Cowboy Bob has not arrived yet, but Mary Beth has mentioned it on Instagram. And I have seen pictures that Mark has sent me of him. He's got a different arm position, and he's going to hold a big guitar. But he's super cool, and the paint job is amazing. There's a lot of detail. And then I think Mary Beth is not done. So let's see what she has in store. I just did a big documentary on her that I haven't edited yet, but look for that, where we talk to her and kind of revisit Buck going up, and then all the things that are happened since and will happen in the future. So that's Cowboy Bob. And then you've got this place in Granite City, Illinois on Route 66 called O'Brien Tire and Auto, and they have jumped on the bandwagon. This is just down the road from the American Giants Museum, just down the road from Livingston. So a lot of Muffler Men in Illinois on Route 66, but they have two new Muffler Men, both made by Mark Klein. One is a 14-footer mechanic that now stands on Route 66 holding a wrench. This is like brand new, hot off the press. And then they also have a 20-footer with a hard hat and a hammer and a really cool giant lunchbox. And he must be nearby. I don't know his exact location yet, but I'll get him mapped. And so 2 new Muffler men on Route 66 in Illinois. Check them out. They look really good. And I love seeing this route populated with Muffler men. To add to that, there is a Big John statue. These Big Johns are basically from the 1960s, Southern Illinois. They were for the Big John grocery store. They were made in Cape Girardeau. And the molds for those were transported to Tennessee years ago and left to rot in the woods. And years back, we located them and we took them up to Mark Klein's. And I traded Mark Klein a bunch of work for those. And so he has the original Big John Grocery Bag Guys mold set. And he has been busy. He's made a few of them now. One in Hutchinson, Kansas. And there was another one recently. Oh, of course, in Motorheads in Illinois, another giant in Illinois. He stands there. These are all new Big Johns. And now he's just made another one that looks like an astronaut. And it's going to Kansas. So that is also hot off the press, just happened. As you know, we just put up a Phillips 66 Cowboy original, restored by Mark Klein. This was a big undertaking taken by Mark. You remember I found this giant in the woods of Georgia last March. And then he went to Mark, and Mark did a full restoration with help of Chris, who runs another fiberglass shop nearby, and together they worked on this giant and got it out the door. And we just set that up a few weeks ago. Many of you have seen the video where I talk about that, and it's just awesome to see a Muffler man in such bad shape. That was an original, and then to come back and be what he used to be back in the day. And he's now at the American Giants Museum. He's all finished. You can check him out there. So he's brand new, back on the roadsides. And then the most recent thing is what just happened at the end of last week, and that is the Viking at the American Giants Museum. A freshly restored Viking. This is out of Chincoteague, Virginia. I just want to give a big shout out to my friend Star, who was his caretaker and owned him in his later years there in Chincoteague. But Star and I worked together for years kind of to see where this guy would go. And eventually some good friends of mine in New Jersey who love original Muffler men purchased him from Star. And he has just been fully restored by Regiant, and the paint job is out of this world. In the mid to late 60s, a carpet company named Viking emerged, leaving a unique footprint in the home furnishings industry before seemingly closing its doors in the early 1970s. Details about Viking carpet are somewhat sparse, with its exact headquarters location and ownership remaining unclear, though Mississippi is a possible point of origin. What is known is that Viking worked closely with the established Bigelow Carpet Company, supplying products to dozens of furniture and carpet stores across the nation, extending even to tile retailers. Viking offered a range of carpet products, from plush living room options to thinner, more practical flooring. A significant marketing push in the late 1960s focused on their innovative kitchen carpet. This product was positioned as a way to make kitchens cozier and quieter compared to hardwood or vinyl floors. Viking boldly advertised that its dense carpet could even prevent breakage of dropped china and glass. Promises of easy stain and spill cleanup, along with the elimination of scrubbing and waxing, added to its appeal. The carpet itself was constructed from dense, tightly woven nylon, permanently bonded to a thick undercushion. Priced attractively at $149 for 108 square feet, it was an accessible option for homeowners. To further boost brand recognition, Viking embarked on a unique marketing campaign in 1967. They contracted International Fiberglass Company to create giant 675-pound fiberglass Viking statues. Unlike the more common Muffler men, these figures had a unique construction, though their sculptor remains unknown. Viking purchased over 20 of these statues they named Eric and deployed them across the country at stores carrying the kitchen carpet. Each statue stood on a wheeled platform, often placed prominently in the store parking lots or frontages. They were equipped with a large fake carpet roll in their right hand and a shield bearing the message, "Kitchen Carpets by Viking." Local newspaper ads featured the imposing Erics, encouraging families to visit, take photos, and collect free toy Viking helmets and masks for the children. Parents were enticed with prize drawings for free carpet. Demonstrations included dramatic acid tests, were sometimes performed to showcase the carpet's durability. By 1970, the giant statue program began phasing out. However, many Erics continued to stand for years, becoming local landmarks. When removed from their original spots, several found new homes as high school football team mascots. Today, only about a dozen of these original giants are known to survive. Notable examples include one standing by a ball field in Bangor, Michigan, a half statue adorning a wall in Grand Island, New York, one entombed in an inner courtyard in Irving, Texas, and a modified Spartan in Springfield, Illinois. Others met less fortunate fates, like the one reportedly buried under home plate at the local high school baseball field in Hudson Valley, New York, or the one that fell apart and collapsed in Phoenix, Arizona, and was taken to the dump. One particularly well-documented Eric, now at the American Giants Museum in Atlanta, Illinois, had a long journey. Moved by Addison Nelson to Crisfield, Maryland after his stint at a carpet store, then to Chincoteague, Virginia, where he stood at Captain Bob's Treasures, before being moved across the street where most people remember him standing in a field. He was eventually acquired by New Jersey businessmen. After restoration by Regiant in 2024, including new foot from Mark Klein, he was reinstalled in 2025 at the American Giants Museum, where he stands today on loan. A quirky testament to the short-lived but memorable Viking Carpet Company. It's actually kind of cool because if he were mine, I would have restored him to look original. I'm really into that. I like these giants to go back to the way they were painted at International Fiberglass. But because he's not mine, and he's being loaned to the American Giants Museum just like I am loaning my giants to the museum, he was painted differently. They had a different vision for him, and so the paint job is very different, but it's really cool. And the more I look at him, the more I really like it. Instead of being glossy, they did a flat finish on him, or a matte finish. And then the Kurt just went all out with the paint details, and the horns, the way they look with, like, it really looks like a horn, and the legs with the metallic look. It's just incredible. I haven't personally been to see him yet because I was not on site when they put him up, but it was a successful setup last Friday. He's now standing with the Snurd and the Phillips 66 Cowboy, but he looks amazing, and it's really good to see all those pedestals filling out at the American Giants Museum. Speaking of the American Giants Museum, I will be back in Illinois in July. I don't have the exact dates yet, but I am going to try to spend a day or two at the museum. I want to see the Viking, and again, I hope to meet many of you on your travels and get some new things and some continue work there as we work on the exhibits and keep things fresh and new. I'm always trying to find new items and doing new videos and doing new research, but it's going to be exciting to go back to the museum again in July. All right, so it's really getting into summer season. We're almost into July, and this is normally where I just have to take a little bit of a break with Giants. It doesn't mean I'm stopping doing anything with Giants. It just means that the YouTube episodes each Sunday will take a break a little bit. It takes an amazing amount of time and effort, as many of you know, for me to make these videos every Sunday, and I love doing it and I love keeping new content coming. But I also have a lot of things going on in the summer, so what we do is we keep the videos coming, but they switch over to Patreon. And what I do is a lot of stuff that's no longer available on YouTube. It's all on Patreon. So every Sunday, a new video is coming out that you probably haven't seen before, unless you've been with us for years. But some of these video series are complete restorations of giants. We show you how we do every step. And then there's all kinds of other videos where we're like searching for unirogals on the beaches of Virginia and so on and so forth. A lot of cool stuff that we've done. These will continue to come out every Sunday on Patreon. And by watching on Patreon, you really help us. That's how these videos every Sunday are made, is through those who can donate and help us on Patreon. So we hope you go over to Patreon and continue watching the Sunday episodes. That's how you do it. And if you can't afford to give the $3 a month, then you also can join us free, and I encourage you to do that because I post a lot of stuff on there for free as well. So keep watching American Giants on Patreon throughout the summer, but I will also continue to make new ones and pop them in every once in a while, maybe once a month or something like that. And then in the fall, we'll pick up again with a new episode every Sunday, just like we've been doing so far this year. And keep in mind, there is a lot more on Patreon than just new episodes every Sunday. We have all kinds of stuff on there. For example, the complete list of all muffler men that have been sold since the year 2000. I do a lot of deep research and dig up all these resources and present them in a way that it's all figured out and done for you. And you can go through and see when every muffler man since the year 2000 was, when it was sold and who it was sold to. And I keep this updated. So all these new giants that I just mentioned today in this video, they're already on there. And that is just one example of many things that I keep over on Patreon. In other news, we are once again helping to find a buyer for a muffler man. This is a Mark Klein version, already on Route 66 in Springfield, Missouri. And this one goes back to the year 2020. That's when he was made. I was contacted by a business owner who wanted a muffler man as part of his signage. And it was 2019. We went through the whole process, and I was kind of the intermediary between him and Mark. And Mark built this awesome looking chef muffler man with blue pants and red and white shirt, and held the kitchen items and had a big chef hat. And this was going for a food truck court in Springfield, Missouri. It was very exciting, and there would be a building there in case it was raining. You could eat inside, but all these food trucks would be out there. Great concept, great guy, and had the idea to do this. And he was really kind of early on in the game. I think Buck Adams was already up, but he was catching the vision of getting a muffler man on Route 66 to help promote your business. The only thing that went wrong was COVID. It was really awful timing. When the giant got there, I think it was, Mark was building this guy in January. So I remember in January getting pictures of him being put together. And that's, of course, when we all started hearing about COVID in 2020. And by May, the giant was standing, and the food court truck, the place that the trucks were opening, and the country was getting shut down. It was really awful timing, and my heart went out to Kirk. What a great idea, only to have it shut down. And then it just never made it. It never recovered from that. And Kurt has kept it there all these years, hoping to sell the property and include the giant, that somebody would have the same vision he did. And that just hasn't materialized. So he's to the point now where he's ready to sell the muffler man separately from the property. And that's where we come in. We've done a lot of these sales over the years, and we love to help owners of muffler man find the right buyer for their giant. So we're doing the same thing. Put the website here, check it out, all the history, all the details, all the pictures. And then the idea is you want to make an offer, we'll list it there. And when it's all said and done, we'll put you in contact with the owner. But we're just, it's our way of helping find new owners for Giants muffler men that are for sale. So we hope to find this guy a new home. We're excited to see where he goes. If you are interested in him, and especially if you're already on Route 66, because he does have that on his belt buckle. But even if you're not, reach out, shoot me an email, ask me questions, make an offer, whatever you want to do, but he is available. It's been an awesome year. I love finding these giants, telling you about them, doing deep research, and then bringing them back to life. Because of their age, something is always happening. Just this last week, not a muffler man, but one of the Happy Chef statues. I really need to do a video on Happy Chef and their history and where they were made and how many are left. But there's lots of really cool giants out there just besides muffler men and what International Fiberglass was making. There was a lot of other companies making stuff. But unfortunately, a storm took out a Happy Chef in Kansas. And so I've been getting a lot of comments about that. Hopefully he will get fixed up. I've reached out to them. I don't know his future, but man, it would be great to see him repaired, either taken back to original or back to the chimney sweep. Like so many giants that were made in the 60s, he has been repurposed to fit a business and whatever they sell. And many, many, many giants, including the Vikings that I was talking about earlier, are repurposed for football teams and so on across the country. In other news, I was really happy to see that the one in Nauvoo, Illinois was back up after a horrible storm took him down. So I shot lots of stuff this summer, continuing to do so as I take a little bit of a break. But hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you get to the American Giants Museum and check out all the giants that we've got going on there.